Aloha, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Lei Stories. Today in the studio, I am joined by a lovely guest, Trang Ly. She is a licensed esthetician and the owner of Studio Elegance Hawaii. Thank you, Trang, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited to share your story and let the viewers just in on your life. And before we get started, well, we've already begun making our lei, but the red and white, when I think of Trang, and I don't know her that well, but you know, from the little that I do know of you, there is just an elegance and a class about you, just a timeless beauty. And so I wanted to honor that with red and white roses. When you think of red and white roses, there's a class, a timeless class to them, a beauty that kind of just, you know, has no era necessarily. It's just you give it to young girls and mamas and aunties and friends and grandmas. So red and white roses, and then I had some mums that I had a bouquet given to me, so I thought we would just add some of that color in. Yeah,
that is so cute. But I love timeless.
You love timeless. You are timeless.
I do.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm so excited to just chat with you about your story and what makes you who you are, and the extraordinary journeys that have led up to today, right now, in the studio with me, making our lei. Because we talked about the elements on the table kind of being a little bit different, the red and the white and the purple textures and all that stuff. Our lives are made up of different elements and seasons and experiences and value shaping moments. And I just wanted to give the mic, so to speak, to you of and just the space to share kind of what has led up to today, and maybe the experiences, the different elements that have shaped your journey so far.
Yes. That is a very long question, but I'll try my best to answer. Well, again, thank you so much for having me today. I feel so honored, like being here and talking to you in a such personal level, right? A lot of things that I don't normally share often, but I get to share a little bit about me today with you, and hopefully we can inspire other people along the way. So I moved to Hawaii at 17 years old. To pursue college. So the goal was to come here, study, and then go back to Vietnam. My entire family is in Vietnam. Okay. And then now that sitting here and thinking that, like how you were just introducing me as, oh, Trang is a licensed esthetician and a founder of Studio Elegance Hawaii. It was just like a full circle moment to me. I was like, what? Who? Like me? You know, like licensed esthetician? Like 11 years ago when I first moved here, I would never thought that one day I would be a business owner or getting my foot into aesthetic. So there's a lot of things that have been happening during that 11 years. But yes, originally I came here as a student with a dream, you know, to get an education so that I can go back to my country and help my family. And I study hotel management. Okay. So luckily, immediately after college, I got a really great opportunity to work for Marriott International. So that was my dream company to work for. Like I was learned about their culture of taking care of people, and I felt like that strongly resonated with me, and I always wanted to be a part of that. So that was my first position at Marriott, and then 7 years after, I was growing in hospitality, hotel management, trying to build my life with it, and until 2022, 3 years after COVID, and I was front office manager at Alohilani Resort at that time. I absolutely love that property, but I would say there was a lot of things that were happening during that year, leading me to feeling like I for the whole 10 years living in the US, right, like worked really hard to get to that moment and build my life and build my career from the bottom. And just one day, like long day, 11 hours of work, and then went home, and the moment that I look at my husband, and I just burst into tears, and my whole body was just shaking, and I was just tearing up. Like he asked me what happened, and I was so stuck in that moment, and I just couldn't even tell him exactly how I felt. But a situation like that kept happening over and over for the whole course of 2022, and I started to realize that I don't understand why I'm feeling this way. Like, why do I feel so upset and devastated and not feeling motivated at all for doing something that I have been so passionate and proud about? And I just came to a realization that the work that I did and were no longer in alignment with what I trying to do. I always passionate about taking care of people and taking care of the guests, taking care of the team. And at that time, with my position, I would no longer be able to deliver that the way I wanted to. And there were no further room for growth at that time. So that's when I felt stuck. I didn't know how to get out. In the beginning, I was literally in a victim mode. Like, I was telling myself that, oh, because of the economy, because of COVID, because of my leaders, because of this, because of that. But then after, when I kind of removed myself from the situation, I looked back and I was like, no, I'm the problem. I'm the one that allow myself being in this situation. So it's either me continue doing this and then stuck in this mental crisis for many, many more years, or do something about it. So right at that moment, I was just looking into my camera rolls, and then I saw a picture of myself. My first day moved to Hawaii, like a 17 years old. And then just little girl was struggling with every basic. Like, I couldn't even speak English. My English was very limited. I did not have any family or friends around me. And like, she worked really, really hard, right? But then she still had that big smile on her face. So when I saw that picture, and that was like my aha moment for me. Like, 11 years ago, I had nothing, but I would still be able to persevere and build the life that I had. So now, why am I scared? And I need to be like, she worked so hard for me here now, so now it is my responsibility to make her proud. So at that moment, I decided to take the leap of faith and put everything behind, put in my resignation letter, and started something new. And I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Oh my gosh, you had no idea Studio Elegance Hawaii was on.
It wasn't even on the plan. I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I just knew that the only person that could help me out of that situation is myself. So I stopped making blame on other people, like stop being a victim, stop complaining, stop being a negative person. But no, like, I'm going to take full responsibility of my own life. You know, and I don't know how to start. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, my entire life I was in customer service, I work in hospitality. That was my whole world, and that was my whole box. That was my comfort zone. And then now stepping out, like, it was very scary. But you know what, 17 years old Trang could do it. Why am I being scared, right? So that was like my changing moment.
This episode of Lei Stories is brought to you by Lei Ho'ohie, a lei-making boutique dedicated to fostering creativity, belonging, and empowerment. Lei Ho'ohie hosts elevated experiences, weaving together the culture of aloha, beauty of our islands, and our community, one lei at a time. To learn more or book an experience, visit leiho'ohie.com and follow along on Instagram.
After I decided to take the leap of faith, then my husband, William, inspired me to look into beauty. It was something that I was drawn into. I just never thought it would be a career to pursue. So I did a little bit more research, Googling to see what would be the career path, right? What would be the income potential, because at the end of the day, we're all adult. I have family here to take care of, and then I have family in Vietnam that I was supporting. And then looking into like licensing it, what was the path, right? What do I need to do to get into it, and what can I get out from it if I do put in time and effort into it? And then I learned that, all right, in order to become an esthetician or do something with aesthetic, the licensing only takes about 4 months if I go full time. And I was like, all right, I came here for college for 4 years, and I did that. I did it just like that.
Yeah.
4 months, girl, like I can do it.
Yeah.
So I gave myself 2 years. I told myself that in 2 years, if I'm not able to, I'm going to give myself 2 years to build something meaningful and something that I'm so proud to carry. And if I don't make it, then I would accept that I'm not good enough. And I would go back to hospitality and continue pursuing my path of becoming a general manager. But if I do make it, that's great. Like, I'm going to build my own life. I'm going to create my own company and building the environment that I always wanted to be. And my biggest goal was not only to build my life, but also to uplift and help other people along the way too. So I am a year and a half in my journey, and I think I am making it. I think I'm making it, and I'm super, super grateful that I did not give up. And looking back, I'm just so proud that that was the most vulnerable moment. It was one of the hardest decisions in my life, but it was also the best decision that I have made.
Wow.
That was a ton.
That was a ton. But I did ask you a very complex question, so I appreciate the thorough response. And you know, there's so many things in that response that stuck out for me. And I think the first thing is just recognizing, taking a moment. I know there was a little bit of emotion that came out in sharing that moment in time. At 17 years old, you referred to yourself in the third person, she. You know, she was just 17 years old. And just recognizing the child that you still were and the courage that it took to take the leap. And we talk about entrepreneurial, our entrepreneurial journeys is taking that leap away from corporate. And in a sense, you already had taken a leap. So the entrepreneurial one was, you know, that 2.0 leap of what you had already done. And so I feel like your story is just going to continue to build on top of that leap of faith and like you had to take you had to have an immense amount of courage to do that. And so now in building the life, and also just taking the next leap to not just go into entrepreneurship, but leave your comfort or leave also the things that you had originally thought to seek or pursue in terms of hospitality. But I want to touch on this thread of hospitality. And you said, I really love the passion behind this, because I want to talk about, you know, what you do now and all of that. But the heart behind Studio Elegance Hawaii, and the heart behind and the passion behind hospitality and what that means to you in what you bring and carry to your business, and beyond the services that you provide, the character that you want to emit to the world.
So I would have to say that I'm super grateful that I picked Hawaii as a destination to study.
Okay.
So to be honest, in Vietnam, Hawaii was not a popular destination to go study abroad.
Oh, really?
Yes. Anybody who would ever wanted to go study abroad would think of New York, would think of California, would think of Boston. So those are more popular colleges and universities that are popular for international students. But I have a family here. Like one of my aunties was going to UH Manoa.
Okay.
So that was the main reason why my family allowed me to come here. So I was like, in my first impression was like, huh? Hawaii, like study, like what? You know, we knew of Hawaii as a paradise, as a heaven on earth. We just never thought it would be a good place to study. And study what, you know? But then I was so passionate, and it was always my goal to go out there and see the world and go study abroad. So I came, and I'm so glad that I made that decision. Being in hospitality or working in like hotel management for 7 years, I think, and also in Hawaii too, like the idea of aloha and that culture of gratitude really resonate with me. So I think from my beginning as a 17 years old student here, like I came here with no family, no help at all. Like I was just by myself trying to navigate adulthood alone. And then even with English, right? So
Yeah.
I knew what it's like being on the bottom of society. Like,
yeah.
like I knew what it feels like. Oh my God, I'm so small. Like I don't have money. I don't have the skills. I don't know the language. I don't have nobody to lean on. Like I tell you a story. So when I when I first moved here, like I walked into Subway in my college at KCC, and then half of the menu I did not know how to pronounce.
Oh my gosh.
I did not. It was how bad it was. And then when it was my turn to order, I was too shy that they would have to ask me to repeat my order twice. So when I got my, I only ordered the BLT, right? Because that was like
the easiest thing to say.
That was the cheapest.
Okay.
That was the cheapest, and it was also the easiest thing to pronounce.
Yes.
And I didn't even know what was inside.
That's funny.
But then when I got the BLT, like I was so embarrassed and even lonely to even eat it. So understanding and knowing the feeling of being a stranger in a strange place, and then working in hospitality and being at the position of providing service, and then what we receive is the smile from the guests, you know, the enjoy moment, like memorable experience from the guests, because a lot of people come to Hawaii. They don't. Yes, people come to enjoy the vacation, but a lot of them save their entire life to come here to celebrate that 50th anniversary, to celebrate their 30 years of marriage being together, or having a wedding, honeymoon here. So we are in such a special place that allow us to deliver that kind of moment and that service to the guests, and not only with the guests but also for the team member too. Especially when I became a manager, like I learned, I was so passionate in becoming a leader, because when I was an employee, all of my leaders were always passionate and cultivate that culture of hospitality, that culture of giving back, that culture of lifting up each other, and we're all in this together as a team. So I was always inspired by that. And the reason why I got into aesthetic or building studio elegance or becoming a licensed esthetician, because right at that moment when I asked myself, what do I want to do in life, right? If not hotel, what else can I do? What skill sets do I have? In the beginning, I was like, oh, shook. Like, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Like, I know nothing. Like, it was a scary moment. But then, again, I removed myself from the situation, and I was like, no. Well, in hospitality, I have customer service. I always loved customer reaction, right? I used to work in HR, so in office, and I used to work at front desk, and I always loved my time being at the front desk. Because I love that interaction, that smile, that conversations that we had. And then, what was my end goal? I wanted to become so successful that I could live a fulfilling life, but not only for myself, but also be a good role model for other people. Or in fact, my own sister, who is 18 years old, so she looks up to me. Like, I just want to be a good person and just a good role model for her, so she can resonate and also can believe that regardless of our background, regardless of where we come from, we can always determine how we want to live our life. And just keeping that in mind, and that leading me to looking more into aesthetic, and I decided to do facial and skincare because one, I was familiar with it. I always loved taking care of myself, and also working in hospitality, it was really important to build that confidence, that internal confidence, because I had to constantly be front facing, so I needed to show that with confidence at all time. And one of the best way to build that confidence is having good skin. So
good skin and good teeth.
Yes,
you have,
and good
both.
smile,
and
right?
Good smile,
right?
And
so,
you're approachable, warm.
So that was really important. So I learned that. All right. So by doing facials, I get to build that long-term relationships and connection with my clients. Because people who love doing facial, they tend to do it often. Like they taking care of themselves. They value that. Self-care is necessary. It's not necessary. Oh, it's necessary.
Necessary.
Self-care is necessary. It's not luxury, right? And then people who knows how to balance with hustling and then life, and they know that in order to take care of other people, they need to take care of themselves first. So, and that's one. So building long relationship, close relationship with my clients. Number two, helping someone who trying to do something with their life and not confident with their skin. Right, so they feel like that would be something that stopped them from applying for that job position or changing career. Like some of my clients, they work in hospitality, and then now they see that I'm doing facial and I mean aesthetic, and I really enjoy what I'm doing, and that like a light bulb for them. They're like, oh, maybe I have opportunity in this career too. So people were asking like, okay, like how would they come here? Or I have some of my clients also getting their skin ready for their wedding, right? So I feel really, it's a privilege to be an esthetician, to be in the position to give and to help someone, and being a part of their journey, a part of their wellness, lifelong wellness journey. And then the last thing is about, I wanted to build something not just meaningful, but also be in the position where I can pay it forward and give back to the community. So I feel like being a business owner or being an esthetician, I can inspire people in so many different ways. I can inspire women entrepreneur communities. I can inspire students. I can inspire college students, and I can just inspire anybody who wanted to pursue their own life, and someone who didn't come from wealth or started from very humble beginning. So I just wanted to be that role model and help other people believe that if they want to, they can. And what they want also wants them. And the most difficult thing is just take that just to start, and then everything will fall into place.
What I love about your story and everything that you're sharing, and by the way, all of it is just so golden. So I also hope that you're taking this in, because before the show off camera, there was, we talked candidly about just public speaking and getting in the zone of being in front of the camera, and by the way, just killing it. So I just want you to know that you're very comfortable to talk to, and I think that's that stands the test of maybe all the testimonials that people might have of your services, and they, just you being front facing with them and getting to make them feel comfortable. You can just take this string off the needle. We got a flower fatality over here.
No worries.
It's all good.
Thank you.
But I wanted to also just acknowledge the you talk about humble beginnings a lot, and there is such a humility about you. I don't know if you realize that, but even the success that you have achieved, and the milestones and the titles, maybe there is this sense that I get from you that is very still eager to learn and not assume that you know everything. And also, you've been a recipient of the Aloha spirit. You've been a recipient of the warmth of the island people and our culture here, and the desire to learn more about it, but also share what you have received. And there's that adage that you were just sharing, you can't, I don't know if you said this, but I was thinking it when you said it, but it was, you can't give what you haven't received, and you have received so much. So I just love that you desire not only to provide beautiful experiences for people, but also want to uplift others in your particular situation, potentially who are immigrants or coming to this United States for the first time as children, basically at 17 years old, providing that source of inspiration. And so just humility, tremendous humility that I'm sensing. But tell me about a time that you were struggling, like a time that you overcame during your business journey. Because you talk a lot about taking the leap of faith, just do it. But there's moments in this entrepreneurial process that are throw in the towel moments. That never mind, I'm not going to do this. What was a moment like that for you? So
there are few moments.
Okay.
But one that I always remember, and that came way early than I thought it would be. So just when I first started, I kind of taking my experience in hospitality and management, I kind of had an idea, right, of how to kind of grow everything from the bottom and creating a business. And I thought I kind of knew it. I thought I had an idea, like I had a plan, I had the strategies, I have some money saved up. I thought, well, I'll be okay, right? I thought I'll be able to survive without making any revenue for at least a year. So that's what my strategy. And then that was toward the end of December of my first year. So that was just 3 months in. 3 months in, I got home and then looking into my bank account, $1.22.
Oh my gosh. Yikes.
$1.22.
Yeah.
That was exactly the amount that I had on my debit card. And like right at that moment, I literally was just like
froze.
I froze, and then I just sat on the floor and then my back against the wall, and then I just couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like I was just looking into that camera, and then it was like mixed emotion. In the beginning, I was like, huh? And then after that, all the emotions came, and then my tears came.
Sure.
Yeah. And and then I just think about, like, at that time, like all the questions just coming, like, how does this happen? What did I do to put myself in this situation? And then, like, did I make the right decision? Yes, I were paying, I had to invest in a lot of equipment in the beginning, and I thought I would be half booked by that time, but apparently no, it was really difficult to get clientele in the beginning. So yeah, a lot of questions like, okay, what did I do? Like, did everything that I put in was the wrong decision? You know, not only for the business but also my life overall. Like, did I make the wrong decision stepping out from hospitality?
Am I doomed? Is this over?
Like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Like, why did I put myself in this situation? Because again, when I first came here, I had nothing, and I worked really, really hard, and I promised myself I would never be broke again. And right there in that moment, $1.22, like, how in the world did I do to myself? Like, I'm not only myself, but I'm betting my sister's future too, because like it was very difficult. And I couldn't do anything the whole night. Like, I was just crying, and then I really wanted to quit. And I was just ready to text my old boss, like, are you still hiring? Can I go back? Like, literally. But then I'm glad I did not. I'm glad I did not, and just tried to allow myself to kind of navigate through that emotions and knowing that this is part of business. And then I remembered that I saw something online. Somebody said that if you run a business, if you have a business, and then you don't have a moment where you're back against the wall, and then you don't know how you're going to pay rent tomorrow, then you're not truly running a business. I heard it from somewhere, and then that stick to me. And that's when I feel like, you know what? I think I'm doing the right thing. It comes way faster than I thought it would be, but maybe this is what entrepreneurship is all about. It's all the struggle that we have to go through. And yes, I don't know how I'm going to pay rent tomorrow, but it's gonna be a new day. It's gonna be a new trend. I have done this before. I can do it again. So and
it's part of the process.
It's part of the process. And you know what? The next day, one of my really, really good clients contacted me, and then she said that she wanted to purchase a package.
Oh my gosh.
And that was $1,200.
Beautiful.
And that paid for my rent.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Yeah.
Like, I was speechless.
The timing of it, right? The timing of it. And, you know, if you had given up, or if you threw the towel in, if you didn't just hold on for one more day, literally. There's a song
exactly.
for that.
And then right there at that moment, then I feel like, all right, I'm on the right track. You know,
amazing.
like, just keep pushing it. Even if it's just a moment by a moment, second by second, day by day, but just pushing through. Like, just keep doing, because when everything is in alignment, like, everything will come. And everything that I'm going through it's meant for me to go through, to learn a lesson, to build me to become stronger, and to help me get thicker skin. So I don't know, maybe a year, 2 years from now, I'm gonna be in the same situation, but at least I know that this is part of the process, and then it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yes. And then now we are a year and a half in, and we're growing and thriving. So I'm glad I did not give up.
I'm so excited for what's to come, and just the resilience journey that you've been on, and not giving up, encouraging, you know, the young entrepreneurs out there, or budding, or wanting to be, or trying to, you know, navigate through some tough situations, might not know what the next step is. But you know, I feel like you're the beautiful poster child of entrepreneurship, and like what it means to fail forward, right? Fail forward, and that there's no nothing that's wasted, right? Nothing is wasted. And so that's a beautiful way to kind of wrap up our time together. And I just wanted to
that was quick.
It was so quick. I know. And I wanted to ask you so much more, but this is just the beginning for you, Trang, and I really do appreciate your time as a busy entrepreneur, and just wearing all the hats that you do, and just for taking the time to share about the beginning stories of not just Studio Elegance Hawaii, but just who you are, and this go-getter, this passionate, hospitable, just warm presence who desires to uplift and inspire. And so I just wish the best for you, and I hope that you enjoyed making this today. I did. Feel royal today. And thank you, viewers, also for spending time with us and getting to hear Trang's story. She is a one of a kind, a firecracker, and just a wealth of, I guess, wisdom is what I would say. Wisdom in the sense that she is she's gonna create her own path, and that does take some wisdom. It takes, you know, discerning and not necessarily following what other people are doing or doing the trendy thing. And so I am thankful for you for listening, to Trang for sharing her story, and I hope that you get inspired to create your own path, whatever that looks like for you. And until next time, aloha.